Welcome to Engine Adventures. Today, this 2020 Ford Expedition. It is the limited trim with the FX4 package. For the Expedition, the limited is the second trim from the bottom. So it's not the lowest trim, it's the next one up. There's the King Ranch and Platinum above it. Super weird because I believe in the F-150, the limited trim was the highest trim. So anyway, it's actually a really nice vehicle. Rides pretty smooth and gets good gas mileage. If I'm trying, I can get around 20. I'm at about 17 right now. It's got the 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost, and I'll put the numbers up on the screen, but you can get it in the Platinum trim with like 400 horsepower. I believe this one is not that rated. It's a little bit lower than that, but it does not have the LED headlights, which it's the first time I'd really noticed that the headlights weren't as bright on a press vehicle. So most of the time they send me ones with the LED headlights, but this one's got the projectors with halogen bulbs, and not a big deal, but LEDs tend to be really expensive compared to the standard headlight, so that upgrade is costly, but I think it might be worth it. This one also has the surround view cameras, so you can see that there, and a big old sunroof, along with a ton of other stuff in this package. Comes in about $72,450, I think. So very nicely equipped. Slide my seat back here so we can see a little better. Lots of buttons in here. That'll fold the seats down. The third row seats. Opens the rear hatch. All your controls, normal window, mirrors, whatever in there. Headlights, so it does pass the fog light test. I can put it on the running lights and have the fog lights on. There's the parking brake electronic, where it should be, and the dimmer switches for the dash. All your steering wheel controls are on the front. There's nothing on the back. So this one controls the menu here. These two control the menu over here. It's a little warm in here. Start it up. Cruise control and volume for the radio and whatnot. So push button start is here. It does show you your, for some reason when you start it, it goes to this towing page every time, even when I want to see things like my transmission temperature. I mentioned before, these 10 speeds seem to run at 200 degrees for some reason, right around there. I'm used to transmissions running about 20 degrees cooler than that. So it is interesting, both the GM and Ford use this, same design of the 10 speed, and they both run a little bit warmer. So this has been sitting for a minute, but fuel economy, my average right there is 16.3, but that's with quite a bit of idling. If you go into drive, it'll show what gear you're in. So in first gear there, it goes all the way up to 10, and you can use the buttons here to reduce that, or you can switch it to manual mode and it stays in your selected gear. So this is the shift knob, and just standard, hit the center for the manual, shift up and down there if you're in manual mode. Four-wheel drive selector, no four-wheel drive high, but it has four-wheel drive auto, which is very nice. These are your parking sensors, and then this knob will adjust your drive mode, of which there are 6 or 7 depending on how you state it, but it starts with normal, and if you're going to the right, you've got eco, sport, the trailer tow or tow haul, mud and ruts, sand, snow, grass, gravel, and back to normal. So those are the drive modes there. Up here, downhill assist or hill descent control, traction control, and you can turn it off, as in traction control off, or if you hold it down for quite a while. Let me clear everything here. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So if you hold it down for quite a while, it will bring up advanced track off. So if you're gonna do donuts, that's the way to do it. Another thing here, the rear diff lock. You can lock that. We're in 2-wheel drive. It locks, and it shows it right there that it's locked. So we'll get into that in the off-road testing, but definitely a great feature. These, I don't know why the heated steering wheel's on. The seat cooler is quite noisy, but it's actually effective. You can feel it pretty well. You know, the air blowing through there. Fan speed, heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel. You can control the rear. You push the button, it'll bring it up here and turn it on or off or whatever. Also up here, flashers, lane keep assist, the auto stop start, and your cameras. Pretty good camera system. When you go into reverse, that's what you get, but you can do this and get the close-up for your hitch. And I'm not sure if you can look at other angles on this. So there's probably a way. There you go. Just keep pushing the camera button and you can look at the different angles, and you can zoom in on a couple of those. So you can zoom in here, or you can go to this mode and zoom in, and they both zoom to that same one for when you're hooking up a trailer. I'll put the tow rating up on the screen. This one is, I believe, the highest for this size of SUV. The Tahoe is a little bit lower, I believe. Pretty close. I think this is up near 9,000. The Tahoe's like 85. Cup holders, wireless phone charging, couple of USB ports, 12-volt outlet there. In the center armrest, we've got this that slides side to side, and on this side is a 12-volt outlet. Not sure if you can see in there. And let's take a look at the window sticker real quick in just a minute, actually. So this centerpiece is a mirror, and then you can open the whole thing for your sunglasses. This opens the sunroof, which it's going to be too bright with that open, so we'll close it. Sorry, that opens the window too. This one just does the shades. So these two buttons here will open and close the shade. That one actually opens the sunroof. These are just light controls, reading lights, turning all the lights on, turning them off so when you open the doors they don't come on, and the reading light on that side. Before we climb in the back, let's take a look here. The base price is $66,470 with $4,590 worth of options, plus the destination and delivery fee comes up to $72,455. So again, this is the Expedition Limited 4x4 limit 8-passenger, 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the 10-speed auto. Comes with a bunch of standard stuff, but the options are the equipment group 301A, which is the Ford Copilot 360 Assist. I believe that's the cameras, panoramic vista roof, and the voice-activated touchscreen nav. And then other is this FX4 off-road package with the 360-degree camera. So maybe you don't get the camera on the equipment group. That's the parking sensors and stuff, 360 assist. Not sure there. The FX4 gets you those 18-inch magnetic painted aluminum wheels, a little bit better AT tires, 275/65 R18s. You get some skid plates. The running boards, which I don't like a ton. This is not a high vehicle. You don't necessarily need running boards, especially those large chrome ones. 373 rear axle with the electronic limited slip differential, and then you also get the floor liners. So that is everything on this. Not bad. So we did look, oh, this one does have a $590 discount, bringing it to $71,865. I did look at a GMC Yukon XL, which had basically the same MSRP before that $500 discount, and it just felt just a little bit nicer inside. Didn't have as much of these plasticky surfaces, it seemed like. It just seemed like it was a little better equipped. So these two vehicles, Ford Expedition and GMC Yukon, are almost the exact same cost. They're within $50 of each other. I believe the Yukon is $50 more, but it is the Yukon XL. But it's interesting, this is the brand new 2021, and it actually feels a lot nicer inside than the Ford does. I was pretty impressed with the difference based on what other people have said about the Ford being a little bit nicer, but in this case, I would definitely say that this is nicer inside. It has like a lot more soft touch stuff. It just feels a lot better than the Ford. Plus, this is the long version, and it only comes out to be about a foot longer. But I would say they're similarly equipped. They both have heated, cooled seats, leather. The rear outboard seats are heated. In the Expedition, it is the 8-passenger instead of the 7. But overall, very, very similar vehicles. And the GMC has definitely got a much nicer feel to it. The seats do have lumbar, and they're not, this isn't the highest trim, so you don't get the massaging seats, you don't get the lumbar that you can move up and down, but you can move it in and out. It's just got a few adjustable settings there. So let's go ahead and climb in the back, middle row, and take a look. All right, here in the middle row, again, leather seats, and you can fold down the center, and it folds flat for a pass-through. So if the rear seats are folded, you can go to pass-through through there. Someone's up here playing with their Raptor. Anyway, you can get the pass-through if you fold those rear seats down. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But these seats do fold flat, and they tilt and slide. So access to the rear is pretty easy. You do have heated outboard seats. It does say satellite 2 acquiring, so I'm thinking there are actually 2 different radio options. So you can have a second set of audio if you wanted back here. I'm not sure if this one's equipped with it, as when I change this channel, it changes the one up front, the main one. One 10-volt outlet right there, and again, your own climate controls back here. So little pocket and a 12-volt there. So not a ton of stuff here, but it's okay, decently equipped. A couple little pockets in the door. So this seat is all the way back, and you can see how much room I've got there, like quite a bit. Tilt this forward, and there's no way to fold these rear seats except for that button in the very front, and I'll show you in the very back as well. But climbing in here, so I'm 5'10", and that's with that seat all the way back, and there's clearly a little extra space to move that seat forward, so I can fit in here, which is a little bit unusual for a lot of 3-year-old. I fit in here comfortably, I should say. So here you can recline the seats in the rear, and it gives just a little bit more room when you do that. But there are 2 USB, one on each side. Sorry, that's right into the sun, so it probably didn't show up. But yeah, there's these pockets are identical on both sides. It's symmetric, and speakers everywhere. So there's a speaker here, speaker there. And then same thing, doors on the middle row. There are 2 speakers in each door. So let's go ahead, fold this flat after we get out here. Go ahead and fold that one because I can. And let's take a look in the 3rd row. Cool thing on this new one, well, not necessarily that new, but right here, got a button that opens the window. I like that. Excuse me. I'm actually kind of standing in a hole, so this is not this tall, but I like that for loading stuff back here so that you can get to it without it opening the door and everything falling out. Down here, I should say hatch, not door. So this is the storage area behind the third row. You've got about 18 inches at the base, maybe 12 inches at the top, a little less. And some additional storage underneath with your jack. This is the cargo net. Over here, you can fold all the seats with this button. So it'll fold both of those, just push it once. And it does fold those headrests in automatically. And then I thought it did the middle row too, but it doesn't look like it. So then the second row, you can also fold pretty quickly. There is an additional 12-volt outlet on this side, not on the other side, and then a pocket on this side, but not on the other side. These are just kind of grocery hooks. You can put the net in there. The cargo net thing right there hooks onto that as well. So yeah, lots of space, pretty flat load floor, be easy to sleep back here. This is not the extended version, so this is the short version, and still a lot of space in there. For the third row seats, you can do them individually or together. So just hit that again, it'll pop both those up, but the second row seats do not pop up. And the button to close it right there. It does have a receiver hitch on it behind here, but this one did not come equipped with a trailer brake controller, so may not be doing any towing with it. If I do, it'll be a short distance. I know that's definitely something you want to see with this type of vehicle because it's pretty large. If you're getting this over maybe a Chevy Traverse or an Expedition, sorry, an Explorer, then you might be using it for towing. Here's that 3.5 liter EcoBoost. You can see there's quite a bit of space here on the front. They've routed some piping and stuff like that. But there's room for a bigger engine in there pretty easily, and the engine's pushed back. It sits kind of over the center line of the axle. The center line of the axle is here, so the front of the engine is over that. Most of the engine sits behind the center line of the front axle. And yeah, that's about all there is on the walkthrough of it. Like I said, really enjoy it. It's a great vehicle overall. So there we go. Stop. Okay, 0 to 60, we're in sport mode. I am standing on the brake and the gas to build up turbo boost. $60. Not bad. Not bad at all. Got up to fourth gear. It's holding fourth gear because I'm in sport mode, but on-road driving characteristics of this thing, they're really good. It's super smooth. It's a great highway cruiser, cross country. It's not like a sports car. It's not like that Mercedes GLS that seats the same number of people but handles like a champ. This thing's just a smooth highway cruiser. Great for hauling family, great for towing a camping trailer or a boat. Just an overall excellent ride. I do enjoy driving it quite a bit. And higher speeds, there's a little bit of road noise. Not unbearable, but it's there. I'm not sure if in the higher trim versions you get more sound deadening, but the rear seats are down, which I've noticed does make a pretty big difference on how it drives. So what you're hearing now is actually a little different than what I heard on my way in this morning with all the seats up. They do help with sound deadening. Also, just a great vehicle. Drives really smooth. Gas mileage is in the 20 mile per gallon range unless you've been screwing around doing some off-roading and all that stuff. I'm down to 12 miles per gallon right now, 12.4. So if you're driving like a normal human being and not being crazy, then you'll get pretty good gas mileage out of it. These EcoBoosts are known for drinking fuel when they're pulling hard, when you're on the throttle a lot, towing, those kind of things. They will go through fuel quite a bit more, or yeah, about on par with the V8s, maybe a little bit more than the V8s do. They seem to, with all that boost and whatever, seem to drink a little bit more fuel than the V8s. But if you're just cruising around normal, like not towing anything, maybe just hauling your family in it, 20 miles per gallon easy. So yeah, I mean the average total is 21.4. So that's what most people will be around, would be my guess. It was 22 when they dropped it off to me, but they drive 600-700 miles to get it here. Some final thoughts here on the Ford Expedition. I've grown to like it quite a bit more than I initially did. The power is just smooth and consistent. It just carries you away. It's kind of a really cool feeling, actually. It's easy to get up to freeway speeds. As you just saw, I don't think I crossed 3,000 RPM to merge onto the freeway there. And it just goes. It just has the torque there. It's a very torquey engine, especially as you get above that 2,000 RPM. It kind of just takes off. It's easy to park, easy to drive. This one doesn't have all the bells and whistles in it, but it still is very nicely equipped. The interior, like the leather is good and everything. The steering wheel I like. Of course, heated steering wheel, heated seats. And the plastic around the trim and everything just feels a little bit more cheap to me. And that center display, for some reason, it's just like the image on it, or I don't know. It doesn't feel as high end. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do the off-road video next. So look forward to seeing that one next week. But if you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button, ring the bell so you get notifications when I post new videos. And if you didn't like it, comment down below. Let me know why. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video doing the off-road.